we're obviously talking Fury and Joshua. Anthony Joshua will be facing Vladimir Klitschko. Tyson Fury beat Vladimir Klitschko. I've been asking guys here in the gym. You know, we've talked to Lennox. A lot of people are split on this one. Some are saying Joshua should beat Vladimir. Some are saying, like yourself, that he hasn't faced anyone to be in there with a Vladimir Klitschko. Do you think he gets the win? And if he does that prove that there is skill there because he's done it in such a short amount of time? Or like some, do you think, well, Klitschko's just old at this point?
Yeah, well, no matter what I say, people gonna judge him. If he beat him, they're gonna say he's too old. If he don't beat him, they're gonna say he wasn't ready. You know what I mean? So it's a lose-lose situation that he's in. And for me, you know, I'm big on styles making fights. And the style that Joshua has is perfect for Klitschko style. And Klitschko style is perfect for Joshua. So with that being said, it's going to be a hell of a fight. It's going to be one of those things who make it to the punch first kind of style. You know, we know that Klitschko is very tight, robotic. And Joshua's the kind of same way. You know, he don't have that flexibility, head movement, stuff like that. And Klitschko loves that. One thing about Klitschko, even though he's old, but we all know that age bring wisdom, though. He's very smart. This is not his first rodeo. You can't scare him off of arenas filled with crowds that's against him. When you go in the ring, he's very confident. You know, so you're not gonna frighten him. You know, but we do know one thing: you can distract Klitschko. You can knock him off game. He get very distracted. We've seen that with Tyson Fury. Everybody can't talk though. Everybody can't get in their head because we know that boxing is mostly mental than physical. And that was perfect what Tyson did. But we know Joshua is more of a nice guy. He's too nice for me. You know what I'm saying? He's too nice. You know, he never wants to really say what he's gonna do. He's more of a, well, we'll see. I don't know. We'll have to find out. I don't know if I'm gonna knock him. You know, which that's try to play you try to play the good role. You know, he try to play the good, which is cool, whatever. But a lot of people wants to see that confidence. You know, they want to say, I'm gonna kill him or I'm gonna hurt him, you know, and either you got it or you don't. For me, I'm a good guy and a bad guy. I can play both roles because you know what I mean, outside of the ring, I'm the nicest guy in the world. But inside, when it come down to boxing, I can say I'm gonna beat your ass and really mean every word of that. Really mean it.
Well, I think he does have a mean streak. I don't know if you've seen the build up to his fight with Dominic Brazil. There was an off-air part, you know, where he got all up in Brazil's face. All right. He's been arrested before. He played the street life.
Come on, man.
He did play the street life.
But he wasn't that thug in the street like that, like you think it was. You know, he wasn't. I mean, if you have drugs on you and get caught, of course you're gonna go to jail. You know what I mean? Especially if it ain't your first, especially if it's not your first offense. You know what I'm saying? You gonna go. You know, if it's your first offense, you might get off on a misdemeanor or something like that. You know what I mean? From what I hear from my partners back in England that knows him well, everybody always says that, you know, people get it misconstrued about his drug charge and stuff. They say Joshua was not that guy that people think. You know what I'm saying? He always been a good guy, but of course, when you don't have nothing going on for yourself and you need money, the first thing that us young black men lean towards is to get fast cash, is what, to sell a little drugs, because we feel like we'll save up a little money and we'll quit. But the money come in so fast, it's almost impossible to quit. You spending as you going in this, you starting to buy all these luxury things and stuff like that. And I've never sold drugs in my life. But all my cousins, they all been engaged and stuff, so I've seen it, you know, firsthand and stuff like that. But anyway, you know, but I really believe who Joshua is now. I think, you know, he's been that way. You know what I mean? It's just in him. You know, you can be a nice guy, but in the streets, it bring a whole different beast. Of course, you gotta have some kind of toughness about yourself in the street, because when you're in the street, they smell weakness, and if they smell it, they gonna test you. And if they test you, got to be ready. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, thank God that he don't have to, you know, look down that tunnel no more. He in a positive light. And what that have done, not only for him, but for the guys that look up to him now, that's probably still in that situation that he was in before, and like, dang, I can't box, but I could do something else positive if I work hard, and I dedicate myself to whatever I'm trying to do. Maybe I can get out the same situation. But you know, overall, I don't think Joshua not that mean. And you bring up Dominique Brazil. We're talking about being nice. Dominique Brazil is the most nicest heavyweight in the division. The most nicest. So I can see Joshua maybe getting in his face, uncutting and stuff, because he don't pose any threat. Dominique Brazil, when he said, I knew he was too nice when he went over there in England and they was taking pictures of Joshua. You got a real fight on your hands. You got a real fight. I'm gonna knock you out. You got a real. Even your voice, it don't intimidate nobody. I can't believe Deontay. I'm gonna knock you out. You got a real fight on your hand. Of course, now it's trying to play. Let me see, your bark small. Let me show you my bark. You know what I'm saying? Let me show you that you in my house. You know what I'm saying? You ain't finna come on here because you American and they know Americans talk. We love to talk now. We love to do that. True enough, we gonna talk, but you can't talk like that. You can't be nice like you on the talk show. I'm gonna. You in for a real fight? You in for a real fight? When he did that, it kind of, I put my head down myself. I like, man, you can't say it like that, man. Get in his face. If you really want this man to believe it, because he tried to use psychology on him. He tried to mentally get him out of his game. If you're going to do that, you got to get ground. I'm going to beat your ass in your country. I'm finna come and get you. I'm taking that belt. I promise you that. I'm taking that belt. You got to have some ground, but you got to look this man in the face and really feel it. And when you say it, you got to feel it inside. I want to let you know that I'm finna whoop your ass in front of your people. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't display that. I don't think nobody believed Dominique Brazil when he said that.
Now, what happens if Anthony Joshua, your infamous face-off with Joshua happens and he tells you those words? You ain't about that life, Deontay. Don't be doing this for the cameras. That's what he told Brazil when Brazil tried to play the role.
But it's a saying that goes on in England. I don't think even if he did that, I think they'll be. You know, people are cautious when it comes to me.
Coming between you guys.
People are cautious when it comes to me because, like the saying goes in England, they respect these because they know these don't play. You feel me? When a man come in my face like that, speaking words like that, especially talking about he finna whoop my ass in this ring, how I take care of my family. See, I put my kids and stuff first. I put my kids first, everything. So when I get in there and I think I'm finna sacrifice, I know I'm finna, it ain't no think. When I've sacrificed my life in there and I think about my kids, oh, you better be sure the way I came in, I'm getting out the same way and hug my babies and being able to survive, to provide for them and support them for the rest of their life, because I got big plans not only for myself but for my children, to be future leaders of this world, this corrupt world that it is. So, you know, when people do that to me, that brings even more fuel to my fire to really like, all right, we gonna see what happens. That boils my blood. You know what I'm saying? And we done seen in many examples when guys really toughened up and tried to get in my face, what happened to them? They end up being in the hospitals or being on highlights. You know what I'm saying? Berman Stavern. The biggest one, Arthur Spuker. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You know what I mean? When you really just get to me and you really want to say you want to fight me and threaten me and try to fight, you know, do all that stuff, that really, that's exciting to me. Now you've gave me something
Motivated you
to really want to whoop your ass. Really?
You know, I was going to talk about your mean streak. I was going to talk about your mean streak because I've been here 2 days. I've watched you spar, and I'm starting to notice you don't like to be hit. But not that you don't like to be hit, but you like to teach people a lesson if they hit you. It seems like if they get a good shot, you're like, oh, wait a minute. You drop them. You hit them as hard as you can. You make them pay. It's a great thing for me as a fan to watch you want to go for the kill. How does that not get you in trouble with the elites? If Vladimir wins or if Joshua, whatever your next big fight is, how does your, I guess, temper? Because it is when you get hit, you get mad, you want to react.
Well, it's a difference between sparring and being in the real thing. You know what I mean? In sparring, you can make mistakes and you can have, you know, all that stuff is having fun, but I'm still being myself because ain't nobody about to come in my house and do what they want, you know, in my house. I'm the champion, so I'm going to show you I'm the champion. Jarrell Miller. He might be still concussed.
No other sight in the game could see the boxing voice.